Bridgit Danner, and welcome back to your non-toxic swap series. I'm so excited to have you back, and today's topic will be a medicine cabinet makeover. All right, so I have pulled some things out of my medicine cabinet to show you, and I encourage you as always to go into your own cabinet and take a look around, read some labels, and think about some less toxic options you could have for you and your family. So before we get started, the three big takeaways I want for you on this lesson are avoiding food colorings, avoiding synthetic ingredients, and avoiding side effects. Those are basically, there's probably more, but those are the ones I want to highlight for over-the-counter medication. Now, some of these things will translate also into prescription medication, which I won't get into on this little video, but some of the same concepts will still exist. So let's start out with this guy. This is the generic version of Benadryl. So right now, as I film this, is allergy season and people are looking for solutions. I was just in my Pilates class the other day and people were complaining about allergies, and someone was saying to take Claritin and how you have to stay on it a while. And you know, I kept my mouth shut, but it gets my mind thinking, and I'm glad I have this audience in you to share with some better alternatives for these synthetic allergy medications. So today, let's just focus on this Benadryl. Benadryl is an antihistamine. It doesn't get rid of histamines in your body. It just blocks the histamines from attaching to the receptor sites. So let me break that down a little bit. When you have allergies, there is basically a core imbalance going on with your body and your immune system, that when little things are in the air, you overreact to them and you create these things called histamines that make you feel wheezy or your nose is running, this kind of a thing. So this does its job of blocking histamines, which is great. But like a lot of medications, it also interrupts other pathways. So in this case, it interrupts this acetylcholine pathway. You don't have to memorize that, but that gives you some side effects like dry mouth, like fatigue, or like your heart racing. Most people know Benadryl makes you tired, right? So you're getting one benefit, but you're also getting a drawback. And you're getting this little pink pill. So it's interesting, when I started to think about over-the-counter medication, a lot of them have food colorings, and it's just for branding and for the look of it, and so you can help remember what it looks like, but it's just a synthetic ingredient you don't need. So one more point I'll bring up is as we talk about ibuprofen. So ibuprofen is very common over-the-counter pain relief, fever reducer, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So like Benadryl, it does its job of reducing inflammation by blocking something called a prostaglandin. So that helps you feel less pain and reduce the fever, which is great and helpful, but it also blocks other pathways. It can block your hormone production, so it can stop ovulation if you're trying to get pregnant. That's a problem. And as you probably know, it does some damage to your stomach, preventing those cells from rebuilding, and it blocks platelet formation, so you can have bleeding. So these are some pretty serious side effects of an over-the-counter medication. And one last note is, the one thing I want you to know is when you take something synthetic, your body has to process that. So your body is used to taking in food and water, right? Not synthetic ingredients. So when you get something synthetic, your liver has to break it down, and it has to use your own nutrients to break it down. So in the case of ibuprofen, you're gonna have a reduced folic acid, which is needed for detoxification. It's needed for hormone production. So if you're taking something like this regularly, it could really be affecting you in the hormone department in the long term. So most every medication will reduce some sort of nutrient in your body, which is really interesting and a little troubling, and why we want to avoid it. Last one I was going to show you is one that I was taking for to reduce like some congestion I was having. It's like a mucus relief, or Mucinex, I think they call it. I just really wanted to point out the color on there. Again, this is like a food coloring that it is not necessary for your health. And you know, I'm just like everybody else. Sometimes I don't think through and think, oh, you know, what would be a natural alternative for this? I'm dealing with mold in my body, and I get this kind of congestion that I hadn't really thought through what it was. But when I started to think it through and think, well, what else could I take? voila, there's actually a lot I can take. So one product I really like that you could use for mucus or you could use for allergies is called quercetin, which is a natural compound from plants that just thins your mucus and it's kind of like an antihistamine as well. So now I just take this guy instead when I want to reduce some of that congestion. But there's a ton of options out there. Some other things that can help for allergy season are just peppermint oil, can help kind of open up your breathing. And let me pull out this real quick. We have this doTERRA kit. It's just an essential oil brand that we advocate because it's the best. It's a really high quality. And they also have some oils, like a Breathe oil is a blend that will help open up your chest and help with congestion. Lavender is an oil that can help calm your system for that overreaction that you're having during allergy season. And lemon is an oil that supports your liver and detoxification. So this is a little kit they have called Family Essentials, and I really think it's true because you need options, right? So you can replace this over-the-counter stuff. There's one for digestion called Digest Zen. There's things that if you have like a stomach flu, and they have this formula called Deep Blue that is great for pain. So you'll get it in a little bottle, but they also sell it in a lotion. And I use this guy a lot because I don't want to use synthetic stuff for little aches and pains. Other couple examples for aches and pains are making sure you're getting enough fish oil, because with that imbalance, if you're getting too many unhealthy oils, can cause inflammation. And another product I love that we're probably going to start carrying in our store is a magnesium powder, because most of us are deficient in magnesium, and that can leave your muscles kind of crampy and make you less relaxed. So the good news is, there's always good news, there's always lots of options, right? So anything we have, we can basically replace with something that's less toxic. And again, we'd love for you to join our doTERRA family and check out this Family Essentials kit where you get these 10 oils plus a couple other bonus things for a really great price. And then you can start to just have things on hand as you and your family need them. And again, just avoid some toxins that your body has to process. So thanks for watching and stay tuned. We've got one more video coming up.